Little twin.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered for my personality in itself, like
Black females who can make us look great.
but I'm judged very much on the whole pre-Instagram of she's gonna have a bad attitude. Like the younger generation will really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't gatekeep. Duppy knows who for frightened. I've been in the settings of music artists and like powerful people that I'm really trying to get into my hosting bag.
Okay.
It was don't judge a book by its cover.
Before we get into today's episode, have you subscribed? It helps us bring you bigger guests, richer conversations each season. I'm Mimi Money, your host. Today we are mixing up cocktails with a very special guest. Please give a warm welcome to Tia. Yes, my baby. How are you?
Lovely.
Stunning.
Thank you. So do you.
Stunning as ever. So for the people who don't know, we are making an espresso martini with State of Rum. Now, who is State of Rum to you?
Oh my gosh. State of Rum is like a favourite of mine. Made by my friend Jazz. She kills it. She's like added a personal touch to rum. So it's not just boring. It's not just harsh. There's different flavours. You got salty caramel apple.
Right. What rum's doing that?
I've had the banana bread.
Is it good?
It's good.
And you've not tried the salted caramel?
I've not tried the salted caramel.
So this is a first time for us. So shout out to Jess. Thank you very much for the bottle. So let's get into it. So we need glasses, which I chilled. I'm getting really good at this cocktail stuff. Yes, I chilled them. Becoming a pro. Have you made a cocktail before?
Yes. I actually have like some hospitality experience.
Okay, I'll definitely get into that later. Could you open the bottle and do the honours?
I shall. So
tell the audience, to the people who don't know, who is Tia? Smell test.
Tia is a rum lover.
She's a rum lover.
Maybe this is smelling sweet.
Yeah.
So a little bit about me. I think it's quite hard to talk about yourself. Naturally.
Really?
Yeah. But sometimes you just have to. So I'm 27 years old. I'm mature. Not easy on the just not. 27 years old. Not 30 yet.
Not yet.
I'm a graduate.
Okay, so you went to uni?
I went to uni twice.
Oh, twice?
Yeah, I went once in Sheffield, did education counselling with psychology. And I went and done my postgrad at Middlesex University and I did mental health studies.
Okay.
Under the NHS, pretty good. Now I currently work with adults with learning difficulties. I teach them health and wellbeing. Love it. Love what I do. And I have a hospitality agency on the side.
Oh, so you're a hustler, girl.
Baby.
You're a hustler.
Hustlers attract hustlers.
Right. Hustlers unite. Okay. We love that for you. I'm kind of just winging this recipe.
Yeah. Okay.
I got this one because the last episode, we actually had like a huge spillage problem. I was shaking the glass and it literally went everywhere. So then you're going to do a little tiny bit of this one as well.
Okay.
Other side. Yeah. Like so. Yeah. This looks like it's going to be good. Not going to lie. It's looking real good. I've never had an espresso martini because I'm not, you know what it is? I'm actually not really a coffee babe.
Me neither.
I'm not really a fan of coffee. So this is like really a first for everything.
I'll have a coffee if it's like flavoured.
Okay, like a flavoured coffee.
Yeah, flavoured coffee.
What about frappuccino? Is that your vibe?
Yeah, I'm more of a frappuccino.
Okay,
babe.
frappuccino,
like a
babe.
Frappuccino.
Oh.
Or I would have like a salted caramel one from the shop if they have that.
Love that.
So I'm glad that you picked this so I can try the coffee this time.
Yeah, because I think espresso martinis, you can really smell the coffee.
Exactly.
And if you're not a coffee lover, then
it'll be very interesting to see how State of Rum blends out with the cocktail.
Oh, have you done that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Complete.
Cool. So then now we got to put some ice in her.
Ice,
baby. Yes. Oh, there goes all the ice. Girl, I need that for my next dance. Not all the ice now, child. Okay, I'm fully winging it with this one. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So we're not professional are they called mixologists?
Mixologists, yeah.
Yeah, we're not professionals, so no bar coming anytime soon.
I'm a mixologist, I don't do it.
Oh, period, yes. That way. Okay, we got some pineapple juice.
Okay.
Pineapple juice. You know it's meant to be apple juice. So Jess, if I've offended you, I'm so sorry. We only got pineapple juice going on.
But you know what? I feel like pineapple is slightly better.
Okay.
I can see pineapple working a bit better.
Like a little sweet kind of vibe. Okay, love that.
And a little tropical vibe to it.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a blend going on here. So also, if you were to be a cocktail, what cocktail would you be?
Lychee martini.
Oh, why is that?
Sweet.
Uh-huh.
Little. And stands out.
Love it.
You know, there's nothing like a lychee martini. Like, let's do it.
I've never had one.
You never had one?
And
that's because it's rare, like me.
Love it.
We love that, yeah.
Love it. And before we get started, I also have a tradition. We are actually naming our cocktails. So at the end of each month, there will be an ebook with the recipes and the name of your cocktail. So what are you going to name your cocktail?
Salted TT.
Salted. Oh, I love that.
Dome.
Yeah, right off the dome. Don't play with her.
Salted TT.
Salted TT. Yeah, love it. Give that a good chef. Yeah. Little bit of an arm workout. Shit. Okay.
It is.
And then we have to strain it. I think I'm going to mix mine a bit more. You're really going in, girl.
Baby.
She's going in.
Shaken, not stirred. Every time.
Love it. Yeah, she really shook it.
We're going to edit that out.
Blooper. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll clean it up after. Okay. Pouring her in. Oh, I'm not going to lie. It smells good.
It's giving golden fusion.
Right? I mean, it's meant to be more foamy, I think, at the top. But like, you know what? Oh, wait.
We'll get foamy once you start shaking it out.
Yeah, we're getting that foam. See, look, we're pros. Making an absolute mess.
It's like a passion fruit making an absolute mess.
Yeah, but
passion fruit martini.
Okay, this is our cocktail. She looks stunning.
She does.
Cheers to a great episode.
Bits. It actually looks like a passion fruit.
All right.
Can you get into that?
Can we zoom in up in here? Okay, that's my bad espresso making skills, but we made it work.
Let's try.
Taste test. Oh, damn. That is really good.
And you know what's good about that? You can't taste the coffee too much.
Right, it's not too like coffee. I could taste the caramel.
State of rum.
Yeah, she did her big one. I can definitely taste the caramel. Yeah, this. Now, because we love to give back to our audience, I think we should give them a little 10% off. Yeah. State of rum.
Oh, meaning.
Yes, let's give them 10% with a discount code RUMMONEY.
Oh. They need to taste this.
No, you guys, the recipe is going to be out very soon. So don't worry, you'll be able to try your very own.
Salted TT. You love that. This is really good for real.
No, innit? I'm a bit taken back. Like, yeah. And guys, seriously, I'm not a coffee.
The pineapple was a great taste.
Mm-hmm.
It works way better.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Jess, you need to get on the pineapple. Go. We made a few adjustments. But anyways, enough talking on here. Let's get down to the juicy bits.
Okay.
All right, go. Okay, let's get into your intro and your brand identity. So for anyone who doesn't know you, what would you tell us? How would you introduce yourself in your own words?
I would say, hi, I'm Tia. I'd say I'm quite naturally an outlandish person.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say I'm a firm believer of manifestation. If I want it, I must have it. And I'm a big believer in other people believing in themselves enough to like achieve whatever they want. I believe our mind is our only limitation in this world. We've got a cap on ourselves and say, no, we can't. When in actuality, we can. We can do anything we want to do.
If we put our mind to it.
If we put our mind to it.
So people might know you for your viral clothes, your very snappy answers. For example, stand out. We've got to bring up, I've never played in the snow. But how would you want to be remembered from people from social media who see these viral clips?
I want to be remembered for my personality in itself. Like, I'm more than just like a snapback queen or like, you know, like people say like fiery black girl or strong black girl. I hate the term strong black woman. I hate it.
Why do you hate that term?
Do you know what it is? I feel like no other races have like, there's no
strong white
Chinese woman, no strong black woman, no strong white woman, none of all these other things. I feel like that term strong is what was taken, like what our ancestors had to be in slavery. And it's been taken as like a shield that we have to continue to carry on to be strong. But why must the word strong undermine all my other characteristics. There's so much more to me than strong. I'm so funny. I've been compared to Adam Sandler a few times.
Oh my God.
Like, for the record, like Tyler Perry, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Like Wayne's Brothers, I'm here.
Yeah, that way.
But like
Netflix,
I'm here. But there's so much other things that us Black women, they're put to the side because of the term strong. I don't want that. I want to be remembered for my personality. I'm bubbly in any settings I'm in, whether that's on TV, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's in a music video, whether it's in a podcast. My personality, with me money, my personality is what is memorable.
Do you think that's like your main asset, your personality?
Yeah, and I want it to be. I want it to be. I don't ever want to take on a role where I have to pretend to be anyone other than myself.
So you'd say that you always stay true to yourself, no matter what. And I love that for you. So you were recently on Channel 4's Inheritance. And may I just say, without giving you guys any spoilers, you did have me at the edge of my seat. I already knew going into there, you're going to be the main character. But what was one of the biggest lessons you learned through that experience?
It was, don't judge a book by its cover. I said this all over my Instagram. I went in there with like 12 other strangers, which I've never seen in my life, which I would probably never cross paths with in my life. I made so many assumptions as soon as I came in. Obviously, it's a game. You're meant to try and read the characters. But some of these people now that I'm walking away with, they're some of my really good friends now. We talk almost every day. And it's like, if I would have just judged them and went on how this one looks or how that one acts, I wouldn't have got to know them. No, there's so much more depth to it. Like, you never know who you're going to mesh with, who's going to show you a different path, who you have similar traits with, if you don't give them a chance to actually show themselves. I feel like that was one of my biggest lessons.
No, that's actually like really deep. And I think that also ties in with your networking, but we will get into that. Now, as I was watching, I did take some notes. I am going to quote you. One of the cast members said, "You're doing this to be the center of attention." And you replied, "I never require attention. It comes to me naturally." Do you feel like confidence often gets mistaken as attention seeking? Or do you think in that dynamic, it was more of an age gap?
I think confidence often gets misconstrued as something else, as like a cockiness, or I wouldn't even call it confidence. I would call it self-awareness.
Okay.
So I think confidence and self-awareness often get confused. It's not that I'm so confident, it's that I'm so sure of myself. I know what I am, I know what I'm not.
And I'm going to stand on that.
Exactly. So when I walk into the room and I'm sure of myself and I know this is what I have to offer, I'm offering what I can, you can't trick me or confuse me because I know my stance in life, in this situation. So often it's like, oh, she's overconfident. No, I'm just sure. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
And it's when you're sure, you get to see who's really not sure, because you're making them shake and quiver. You're making them want to knock you down. But then again, when you're in the right rooms with other people that are trying to level up and trying to move heights and network and do all these things, you never have to question your confidence or your self-awareness because they already got it.
They already know.
So it's so important to be in the right rooms.
So talking actually about shaking in their boots, there was a heated moment on the show where someone ended up in tears. And even though you stayed calm throughout, do you think in that moment you were stereotyped? Because you know exactly what I'm referring to.
Exactly what I'm talking about. I don't actually think I was stereotyped. I feel like people actually saw that for what it was. Like, I was the only one that was called out by name in that situation. But for me as a person, please don't ever cry in front of me because I'm going to send you to the toilet to wipe your tears. And I'm sorry, but I'm not a crier. So because I'm like normally like a more sure, certain, strong person or whatever you want to call it, when I see it, when the crier is next to me, it always looks like, oh my gosh, she's the bad guy.
Yes.
It's not that. I'm just not a crier. If I was to do shark tears after all the words you've just said to me, I would be the victim and you would be the bad guy. But I don't ever play the victim role. Never.
Because a lot of people on Twitter and TikTok were riding for you in that specific moment. And to also add to that, are you happy the way that you were edited and the narrative that they ran with? And did we miss out on any parts on who you actually are as a person without any spoilers?
No, without any spoilers. No, I'm very happy with the way it was edited. I'm glad that I was included. I'm glad I was the main character.
You really were.
Like, the production team were amazing. I have no flaws, no problems at all with them. It was amazing. I was actually asked this on Instagram, are you actually like that? I am 100% like that.
I'm
very snappy. I'm very direct. I don't pussyfoot around. I'm really to the point. Obviously, in different settings, you get a sweeter version of me. But it will always be me. I'm on the ball. And I pride myself in that.
And bear in mind, where it was stunning. I'm jealous.
It was so
It's
stunning.
huge.
Amazing.
And the scenery, love it.
Living in there, I felt like I was like, I felt like I was on a little resort. But then you remember, oh my gosh, I'm playing a game.
Yeah. So for anyone who is considering reality TV, what would your tier survival guide be?
I feel like if you go in as yourself and you be yourself, you don't let the pressures get to you, you will never regret your actions. Because you know you did what you thought was right.
And you stay true
to yourself. It's people that crumbled under pressure that will look back and be like, oh, why did I let that peer pressure get to me?
Why did I lash out? Why did I do that?
And that goes for more than just reality TV. It goes for life. It goes for work. It goes for decisions you make. Like, stand in what you believe. Follow your gut.
No, heavy on that. So you were living with 12, did you say? Yeah, 12 contestants. You already answered my own question. Did you leave with any real friendships?
Yes, the Dark Alliance. We are still very close. We talk all the time. They're people I'm going to take with me. And especially because we all shared the same experience. Sometimes coming out of that house and like going back to your normal house,
going back to reality.
It's hard to explain to people. I was digging in manure. I was making sausages. I was digging in. I was playing in the water. How do you explain that to people and they not look at you like
what?
Huh?
Yeah, of course.
Like to be with people that you can speak about the experience with.
I think that's so important.
Not just the experience, but also the aftermath. Because there is a lot of trolls that have been like in my DMs.
And how have you dealt with those trolls?
Oh, I was told and advised not to tackle the trolls.
Okay.
And I would tell people not to tackle the trolls unless you're built for it. But I tackle the trolls. I'm going to tell you, like, even just before I came on this, I had someone comment on my TikTok, on a TikTok, and they put a long paragraph about me and Hafsa. And I just told them, like, if you want to kiss me, just say that. DMs.
Just say that.
Just tell me you love me.
I actually loved you and Hafsa's relationship. Like, you were troublesome twins. Yeah. I absolutely loved that. You were riding for each other.
Such little twins.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. Now, a lot of viewers are going to really want to lock in for this part of the conversation because we're going to dive deep into networking, hustle. So you've been called a huge networker by multiple people that I have spoken to. And also myself. Do you think networking is a skill you learn, or do you think the majority of it is a personality trait?
I think the majority of it is a personality trait, but I think it comes from, as I said again, self-awareness is like the key to life. Being self-aware, knowing who you are and what you have to offer. I feel like me doing pageantry, because I was Miss Greater London 2023 to 2024, that gave me a foundation to kind of stand on.
Okay.
So as a pageant queen, you have to know what you stand for. What are your morals? And when you're walking into certain rooms and you want to persuade people to work with you or show them what you have to offer, you need to know what your stance. And that is very important. Before you even get into the network setting, it's understanding yourself and really knowing what you have to offer, what you want to gain, and what are your no-goes. What are you not going for? Because I've been in a lot of settings with like music artists or like...
Okay, so you've done music videos.
Yeah, I've done music videos as well. I've been in the settings with music artists and like powerful people that will try and take advantage. I do modeling as well on the side, so I've been with photographers that want to trade something for something.
Right. Oh, okay. There's a lot of like dark stuff in that side of the industry as well.
You have to know where you're not going to go.
So, how would you advise the girls who want to get into modeling or the pageant industry, and how would you advise them not to be taken advantage of?
I think it's such a hard one. I feel like it's a bit of like home training and street smarts. It has to be combined because it's like I'm very much opportunist. I take opportunities, but because I have like a sensible head and I have home training and street awareness, I can't easily be swayed. So I know I can get like red flags straight away.
So you're good at seeing red flags.
So I would always say go for the opportunities, but just go in safely and mindfully. That's all you can do, because there's no point of stopping yourself from seeing something because of maybes.
Yeah,
obviously,
so you can't live on fear,
if there's clear red flags, I would say no go. But if it's something where it's a big opportunity and it could go good, go in cautiously. Bring your friends, bring people, let people know your location, that kind of thing.
Share your location.
Always share your location. And just little things like that, just to try and keep it safe, because you don't want to miss out on something because of the doubt in your mind.
And also, if you have a gut instinct, always follow that instinct. That is what I've learned, because I've been in some situations myself and I haven't followed my gut and I've just ignored that in my head, and my head was right. But let's actually go back to what you mentioned about opportunities. A lot of people want opportunities, but they don't know how to put themselves in the right rooms. What would your advice be for someone who's starting with 0 connections?
I feel like there's so many people that want people that have a fresh slate. Okay. Not everybody wants someone with like all this history, whose face has been here, whose face has been there. Mm-hmm. Some people want brand new faces to mold. I would start simply by, firstly, applying. Channel 4, I'm actually going to do something on my Instagram about this. Okay. But Channel 4 has like castings all the time. There's so many pages on Instagram that say like, we're looking for people with no experience. Go to them. Even if you're not a social person, you don't always have to be outside. There's members clubs like Soho.
Yeah, Soho.
Members House.
Mm-hmm. In London, there's quite a lot.
There's quite a lot. Go into...
And you can get like a concierge who can put you in that right direction.
Exactly.
Find members clubs. I don't think you have to do like a full membership sometimes. Sometimes you can do like a few months or like pay as you go.
I think there's a day pass as well.
Exactly, there's day passes.
And even like there's so much Facebook group chats, Instagram group chats. Mm-hmm. Like when you're out in places, talk to people. People are so afraid to say, oh, I do this. They want to stand... Go up to somebody and say, do you know what? This is what I do. This is what I want to do. You never know. Their cousins could be the person that owns what you want to do. Exactly, and they can say, do you know what? I like your energy. Mm-hmm. I like your confidence. I'm going to put you in touch.
And people will respect that confidence. If you come into them and being like, this is my idea. Because funny enough, that is how we got the partnership with State of Rum. Was literally me telling Tia my idea for my podcast, my vision. You put me straight in contact with Jess, and now me and Jess do actually have a really great relationship, and I see our partnership going.
And now we have great cocktails.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You got great drinks. I got a great network going on. We love that. So is there anything you can share of a story where one single connection changed the game for you?
I would have to say it has to be with the inheritance, because I got that link to apply for a friend. Dreamy Dream, the dreamiest dream that ever could be is her name. So she basically knew someone in the production team. She was like, look, my friends just told me they're casting. She slapped it. She slapped it in our group chat and was like, you girls all apply, try your luck.
Love that.
And I got in. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, she didn't get in. But you know, what's for you will always be for you. So she'll have other things. Mm-hmm. But even sharing that is good karma. But it's just from knowing her and her having her connections, which allowed me to see that. They knew it's something I wanted to do. They shared it with the whole group. And also, don't gatekeep.
Yeah, we don't like
gatekeeping is bad karma.
Right.
Yeah.
So should we not normalise gatekeeping?
Let's not. No, we don't do that.
Okay.
Not over here.
We're for the girls.
Not with me money.
Yeah, we're for the girls.
We're for the girls.
So you are spilling the tea today on networking. Now, this is a bit of a question, but for women especially, I feel like networking can sometimes be misconstrued. How would you keep it professional and still build a genuine relationship, especially with men? Because I don't know what men be like.
I don't know what men be like.
Right.
Okay. But what I would say is set your boundaries. Okay. Be clear with your intention.
Mm-hmm. Don't mix business and pleasure.
Please. Do not shit where you eat. Don't do that. Okay. But I feel like once you set your boundaries and they know
that this isn't what you think.
We have a Jamaican saying, duppy knows who for frighten. Okay. That means the duppy, people know who they can scare. Mm-hmm. They know who is shakeable. Mm-hmm. And if you stand firm and you say, do you know what, this is what I come for. Mm-hmm. This is my intention. Carry. Mm. Are you going to aid me? Mm-hmm. What is your agenda here? Sometimes as well, I feel like people are scared to ask, like, oh, you don't want to come across like, I'm here for this.
Yeah, I'm not here for that.
I'm getting a vibe that you're here for that. Is that what you're here for? Like, I'd rather you tell me. Sometimes a simple conversation like that, sometimes when people know it's eliminated or it's on the table, you can say, do you know what? Let's talk about this first. I like your vibe, but my focus is here. We can talk about that after. Mm-hmm. It's a simple conversation.
Now, let's digress from networking for the moment, but let's go on to business and boss moves. So you have talked to us a little bit about beauty pageants. So can you add to that, being a Black girl, of course, and your experience with that?
Oh, it is hard. Okay. It is definitely a hard one. I feel like the pageantry world has been a lot more inclusive recently, and they're trying, but it just gets to a point. I've been to like pageant shoots where the hairdresser says that they're Black trained, but sometimes knowing something and actually being able to do something,
two different
things. Like she was able to do everyone's hair, all the Caucasian girls' hair, pin them. Mine, it was just left. My leave out was not blended.
The leave out
was giving ET. It was giving something out of this world.
God.
And I had to go to the bathroom. Luckily, as a Black girl, I always walk with my own makeup, which we shouldn't have to do, but we do, and it's unfortunate. But until the world grows, we need to be in a space where we are not left out or singled out.
So onto makeup as well. Did you have issues with that as well?
Yeah, the undertones weren't, the makeup
like
was
grey,
just...
red, undertone.
It was grey. It was grey. It was giving
Okay.
something After Hours, Haunted House, something along that region.
Right.
That wasn't for me.
It wasn't flattering.
It wasn't flattering.
But you brought your own makeup, which for any girlies who are listening, I guess that would be really good advice to make sure you can keep yourself up.
Exactly.
You know, and not have to rely.
Exactly. And it's crazy because we really shouldn't have to do that. But sometimes we do, and we don't ever want to be clearly the single one out. We want to look as good, if not better, than the rest. As anyone do. You want to be the main person in everything you do.
Always,
So it's just about putting yourself in that position and then later on saying, do you know what? I didn't like there was no one for me. In future, it needs to be so that they can grow. We need to have these awkward conversations. It's not about being singled out. It's about being that person that's that voice. If everyone spoke up, there'll be a lot more noise.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with modelling as well, that kind of comes in like a similar category. What's your experience been with modelling? And also, I think it's really important to find photographers who can work with you, right? Who can get those angles, especially for Black females, who can make us look great. You know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of people who are starting out with content, modelling, they're going to shoots, and no offense, they're used to just taking pictures of white gal, you know?
Exactly.
And they don't really know our lighting, our undertones.
And you know what? It's so damaging because I've had girls that say, oh, I don't photograph well. No, baby. No, you just wasn't in the right lighting. They didn't understand. I've got an amazing photographer called Devontae who just makes your melanin... Yeah, he just makes your melanin pop in everything he does. Like, we're
going to put his at.
Yeah, we're going to put his at right here. Devontae, he is the melanin god. Like, he just... makes everything shine.
You're not a gatekeeper at all.
I'm sharing. We tune into Mimi Money to share.
Yes, and I'm going to get all the sharing out of you, honey. So let's also digress again and go on to vending machines. So this is a business module that not a lot of people talk about. It's not really a known business module. Can you...
So I actually got into vending machines when I saw a lot of Americans doing it and I was like, I should do it too. I actually no longer do vending machines because, as you can see, I'm balancing a lot.
Yeah, you go. Is it
balancing a lot? So I couldn't literally give my time to that as well as working a full-time job, doing my hospitality agency and all these things on the side. But from vending machines, I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've learned what works and what doesn't. I'm actually going to be putting it in an ebook, which should hopefully be available by the end of this year. So if people are interested in getting into vending, I'm going to put all my tips and tricks of what to do and what not to do in that ebook so you can start. It is accessible. There are Facebook groups, there are group chats on WhatsApp, Telegram. There are people that are doing it.
You really have to position yourself, don't you? You really need to find these groups, like really get your foot in the door.
And do you know what? My advice would be like, I found these groups and stuff just by being vocal and saying, do you know what? I'm trying to do this. It's not about I feel like in London we have this very like, keep it to yourself
like
until
UK
it's done.
In general.
The UK, bad vibes. Like, we don't want to do that. Like, if sometimes sharing, like, you can attract so much more from just sharing. No one's ever going to do what you do the way you do it.
Exactly.
So they could try and copy it, but they're not going to have your mojo, your magic, your personality.
Your charisma.
Exactly.
Well, we'll save the vending machine for your ebook because girl got to get that coin.
Okay.
But you also do event planning, I believe.
Hospitality agency.
Okay. So that is the event planning.
Yeah, that is the event planning. So I help out with the event planning, we can say. So I staff local venues, private parties.
I'm going to be calling you in a
catering staff, whatever you need. So I have mixologists that mix the cocktails. I have waiters. I have front of house. I even have bottle girls now. And recently I've expanded to do like video girls. Like, that's very small. We're working on it. We're building. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get into it as best I can. I think in this day and age, starting a business, I've had this business for years now. It's actually my baby. But having a business, it's very important to like have a business that can make you money in your sleep.
Yes.
Time is so expensive now that it can't be something that requires you to put like every hour of the day into it to get what's yours. It needs to be something where I could be here and I've actually got a staff member somewhere else. It's only one. I've got a staff member somewhere else. They're working and I'm going to be making money while I'm here sitting talking to you.
I love that. I think that is actually really good advice to touch on, because you want a business module. It's all well and fine having a business, but you want something where you're waking up to notifications, you're getting paid in your sleep. I mean, that is the end goal, realistically. I'm going to reference you again in The Inheritance. You once said, I wouldn't say you have to cheat in life, but you have to be smart. Can we apply that in the business section?
You can always apply that in the business section.
Tell me.
It's about working smart, not working hard.
Yes.
Me and Hafsa's motto, working smart, not working hard. You don't want to exert yourself.
With the teddy bear situation.
With the teddy bear. And you know what? It was worth it, because I think that's the one I want.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. You got to sometimes pin yourself in certain situations, even if it comes from even doing small talk with someone you're networking with. Maybe sometimes pretending like you know, so they can tell you the next step, or they feel like more comfortable exploring with you. Not exploitation, but just playing smart. Once they've told you this information, you can go and research it. You can go and look into it. You can say, okay, wow, this is a great thing I didn't think of. Or so on. And
that's why it's really important to just speak to everyone.
Speak to everybody.
Because you just genuinely don't know what you're going to learn from.
We don't do mean girls. Be friendly.
We don't. Be friendly. Talk. Like even today, I mean, it's not really, a big deal, but all day today, hi, how are you? Like, just even if you're not good at networking and you're a bit shy and you're a bit timid, just practice small baby steps.
Yes.
Like, I was on the train today. I turned around and I had my big suitcase. I turned around to one of the guys and said, are you strong? He was like, I'm not, but I'll help you with my suitcase. And then he took it all the way down the stairs. And even things like that. There was a lovely lady on the train today. There's been train cancellations all day. It's been absolutely hectic. We had a little conversation on a train, and it even just made that little train ride more bearable, just having that little conversation. So I would also say my advice to anyone who's a bit timid, a bit shy when it comes to network, even just practice saying hello to someone on the underground and getting that feel of just talking to people.
And you know what? Not even for networking. That is good for someone's mental health.
Yes, exactly.
Like in general, you could have made that person's day by saying, they could have gone home and thought, wow, I must look strong.
Yeah.
If I've got pretty girls in the train asking me, I must look good.
You should have seen the smile on his face.
Exactly. It just makes someone's day.
And it's just a little act of kindness that can really go a long way. So what's the biggest misconception people may have on you?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked this of me. Because I feel like I got quite a sexy Instagram.
Okay.
I got a little bit of cleavage out, nice sexy poses. And I feel like I'm judged for taking nice pictures, which I don't. There's 100 pictures I'll take and one will look good and one will get posted. So it's not but I'm judged very much on the whole pre-Instagram of she's going to have a bad attitude. Then people actually talk to me and they're like, wow, you're actually kind of a nice, I get told, oh, you're actually quite cool. So often it's I know that.
I'm aware.
I'm aware. I'm not mean. I'm not standoffish. I'm not afraid for someone to jump in my DM and say, do you know what? Where did you get that from? I'm going to send you the link.
Yes.
But people see me on Instagram and they think they know me.
Yeah. I think that is the main problem with social media. You don't know me, you know of me.
Exactly.
You know what I have online.
Exactly.
I think that's an important thing with hate and trolls as well. And why it doesn't get to me is because, again, I'm so secure in myself. I know who I am. So when someone wants to say something about me, I'm just like...
Exactly. That's why I get so grateful when people like you invite me on these podcasts to give me a chance to actually talk and express myself and share tips and share advice and talk in greater depth than just a silly picture.
Because I also wanted to build a podcast where we're not gatekeeping and diving deep into those questions that people don't really want to ask, people shy away from. I don't want to gossip or tea podcast. I want to get to the nitty gritty on why you are who you are today. And I think it's really important not to just give you a space to do that. So many people out there. So we are also accepting new guests. So feel free to send me a DM.
Also nice. And I feel like the younger generation will really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think this is quite Gen Z, which I'm loving, but it's got a mix of business in there. This is for my hustlers, for my money getters. And I think that I wanted my podcast to also be something that is very valuable. I want people to come on here and be like, I'm going to tune in because I want to learn about this industry. I want to be that information hub for, I want to be a content creator. Let me see what Money on the Rocks has uploaded about content creation. So I'm making sure that I'm diving in all these different industries instead of just sticking to celebrities and content creators, which is fine. You can come on. But I'm
always welcome.
Always welcome. But I do want all walks of life, all different industries. We're not shying away from any. So on that note, I like to wrap it up with a legacy and future section. Okay.
Ooh.
So what does success beyond TV, social media, vending machine ebooks, bottle service, like what does that look like to you?
I feel like success to me looks like a comfortable life where I'm not worried about bills. I'm not worried about getting up at a certain time every day or rushing here or there. It's about comfortability. It's about security. It's about having that comfort within myself. And then as well, I would love for people to know me for not just this show or standout or a viral moment. I want them to know my personality and have seen me in certain places and been like, yeah, do you know what? She is a cool girl.
And I think this episode is definitely going to do that and put you and position you in that light, which we love for you. And what's more important to you? Influence, ownership, or impact? That's how you know it's a good question.
That's a good question. Ask me again.
Okay. What's more important to you? Influence, ownership, or impact?
I would say ownership.
Okay.
I'd say influence. Sometimes your actions can be influential without it meaning to, whether that be the good or bad actions. Yep. Impact. I would hope to have a good impact. But you see, I feel like ownership gives you the power to make that impact, to have that influence, and to have your own.
So it kind of just kills all the birds with one stone.
Exactly. And it gives you security.
In a few years, because I don't like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? We want now.
Yeah.
We want ASAP. Yeah. So in a few years, do you see yourself as an entrepreneur, media personality, or something even bigger?
I'm really trying to get into my hosting bag.
Okay.
Hosting, presenting. I want to be doing a bit more of that.
Okay.
Anything that requires...
Well, there's always a space on here.
Hey, we love that. When it goes global, girl, soon. Well, anything that allows me to really show my personality rather than play a role. I don't want to play any roles in this life. I just want to wake up and I want to say what I want to say.
Unfiltered. Love that. And last but not least, what advice would you give young women watching this and they want to build confidence and independence as a female?
I've said it already, but I'll say it again. Self-awareness is key.
Okay.
It's such a powerful tool in every setting. In the workplace, in content creating, in networking settings. If you know yourself, you know your morals, take a moment to think about what you actually believe in, like your beliefs. Nobody can shake you. These trolls can't intimidate you. Your future will be clearer because through self-awareness, you know your pros and you know your cons. No one can tell you, oh, you're this, you're that, because you already know and you're working on it. And that's all we can do as humans. Work on it and build on it. And just take that time in life to sit down and have a reflective moment, have a mindful moment, and build your self-awareness before you do anything else.
I love that answer. Now, I know I said this with a tea or a messy podcast, but I love to finish each episode on a little fun game called Sip or Spill. So I'm going to do a blind shot. I'm going to ask you a spicy question and you can either answer and be brave or you can take a shot. So I do have some rules of this game. No smelling. You have to point. There is vinegar, there is Bacardi, and there is water.
Okay.
And they all look the same. So one of them you might take, you might not. So my questions are, what's the boldest move networking you've ever pulled off?
Oh,
you're not going to sip to that?
Oh, that is a hard one that I'm going to have to... What is the boldest move I've made?
Ballsy, like bold. Can be a little bit flighty.
It's the boldest move. So you know what? I'm going to have to drink because I don't even know. I feel like my whole demeanour is quite bold. So what might be bold to others is just going to be a regular day to me.
Okay,
I'm going to go for this one. I'm not going to smell it. Of course, I got them Bacardi straight away. I think I go straight for Bacardi.
Nice.
Wow.
No, your eyes started to water.
Wow.
Okay, this one you're definitely going to want to take a sip to. Who from The Inheritance really wasn't your cup of tea?
Me.
Who are you like?
Do you know what? I have to take a sip to this one because no slander will be tolerated.
Okay.
Don't vote me out next time.
What was that one?
Water. Yeah, lucky.
So I'm going to tag all your socials, link them below because promo queen. What are your Instagrams for those who are listening?
So my Instagram is T_IA. And I will be doing a lot more networking, a lot more talks on how I did get into the inheritance and finding opportunities. So tune in.
Tune in. I love that. And last but not least, y'all gotta subscribe.
Subscribe.
You gotta subscribe. You have been an absolutely amazing guest. I've actually learned some things myself. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
My babe.
I will be taking this cocktail.
Yeah, take it
with me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
You got it. Bye, baby.
Thank you, Mimi.
If you made it to the end, thank you. And if you loved this episode, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Catch us every week for Money Mondays.